Yeah, so having built a Cobra 20 years ago, I went out and did a bit of market research to find out what models are available and things like that. Looked at the other Cobra builds, GD, Gardner Douglas, XCS. And when I met Harvey from XCS, it was actually what they were trying to do, and the quality of what I saw at their factory really blew my mind. It's a modern take on a classic car, which is really what I was looking to do. I didn't really want to build a classic car. I was really looking for doing something a bit more modern. And just looking at the technology that Harvey was using at XCS, actually that was the one for me. I tend to try and work it out myself, but knowing XCS are there. When I first started building it, I took loads of pictures of their demos and things like that in the workshop, and that they've got their chassis. So I took lots of pictures of what they'd built already, and that really helped. I was probably pesting the life out of Harvey for the first couple of months, where I was ringing him up nearly every other day. You know, how do you do this? What do I do with that? Yeah, they've been fine. The quality of the kit has been brilliant. The way that it's come together, and I think the body's a really good example of that. The way that the doors are fitted, the bonnet, the boot, with not a lot of fettling. You always have to fettle something, but actually the way they fitted and getting them lined up was being far, far better than I expected. The company I used for spraying the car, they said it was the best tub they've ever sprayed. From a quality point of view, and the way that it was put together. The way it looks today, I think, is evident of that. When I decided it was going to be a Cobra, I didn't want to build a classic Cobra, because I've done that once. When I was looking at the engine choices and thinking about, I wanted it to be a V8, and then think actually there's modern Chevy LS V8s and things like that. Actually, let's take a modern twist to this and do it slightly different, because the body, the shape of the car is just phenomenal, but having a modern twist with it, make it slightly different. There's been lots of high points, I think, along the build. When I got the engine and gearbox into the chassis, because actually I think we were the first to do that. So to getting that to fit was really, that was a great weekend. Me, my son, my wife and his partner all under the car, lifting and all that. So that was really good fun, and getting that fit in was brilliant. Actually, to start the car up, get the engine running and put it into gear for the first time and drive it out of the garage is just phenomenal, given you start with almost like a box of bits and how the hell does it go together, and all of a sudden you've got something that drives out the garage. It is a bit surreal, to be honest, because it did just start. It just went. Absolutely phenomenal. To listen to the engine was, it was a bit lumpy to start with, so it needed a bit of tuning and things like that on the ECU, but once that was done, it's been phenomenal. And every time I start it, it makes me smile. Getting towards the finishing touches, so I'm talking to people about trimming the car, black with some green stitching and things like that. So we're looking at that, and we're looking at designs of how we might do that. So hopefully we'll get that done between now and Christmas. And then in the new year, it should be ready to get IVA and then on the road when the sun comes out in March, April time. I've got a normal garage. I've got no lifting gear or anything like that. So if anybody's thinking about building something, it takes time. You need some patience, but methodically work through it. The manual you get, it's useful. If I can build this in my own garage using trolley jacks and axle stands, then I think anybody can. But it doesn't necessarily mean you have to know it. If you're willing to learn about it and spend time on Google and YouTube and things like that, then I think anybody can do it.